Hey, everybody. So super excited to talk to you guys tonight about a couple of different topics that all kind of go together. Number one, why I think people quit in this industry. Number two, basically why I think you should be willing to follow up. And then I'm going to give you a system for how to follow up. Okay. So here's what I see happen. Some people are willing to jump in and be brave and do an initial reach out. They're willing to send a couple messages and then they hope that this works for them, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But what I want you to know before the end of this call is I want you to have made a decision, not that you're going to hope that this works, but that you're going to work it so that you're assured of its results. Okay, so let me share my screen and we will jump right in. Okay, here we go. Why people fail in this business, an effective follow-up system, and then what to say when people respond to you, okay? All right, so the number one reason I feel like people fail in this industry is that they simply treat this business like a hobby. They are what Bob Heilig calls hobbyists, okay? And we're gonna talk a little bit about how to avoid being a hobbyist. But I'm going to describe a hobbyist, and hopefully this is not you. And if it is you, good news is we can fix it tonight. Okay. So hobbyists are overwhelmed. They are overworked and they are underpaid people. They feel like I'm working so hard and I don't have any results to show for it. And Bob says that some people will do that in this business for years. For years. And you know why? Because they spend years blaming and not taking ownership. And so we're going to talk about how we can take ownership. If we are a hobbyist, if this is you tonight, own it. And then we're going to figure out how to move past it. Okay. Hobbyists treat their business more like a hobby than they do a business. Guys, let me give you this real big news flash. Hobbies do not make you money. They cost you money. If you want this business to generate income, you must treat it like a business. Okay, so a hobbyist struggles with recruiting. They struggle with building a team. Hobbyists constantly battle fear and overwhelm. They are constantly going back and forth. Fear, overwhelm, fear, overwhelm, fear, overwhelm. They never stop the spiral and take ownership of their emotions. Hobbyists possess a sales mindset. Now, listen, before you guys argue, there is a certain measure of sales here. And if you're good at sales, you can go make some fun money, right? You can make some shopping money. But if you are a good leader and a developer of people, you can achieve financial freedom. But if all you are focused on is selling product, selling product, selling product, selling product, what's going to happen is you are going to have a team full of product users. Okay? Hobbyists, they have no clear vision for their future. I'm telling you, they hope that this works for them. It's like a glorified lottery ticket. If it works for them, great. But they've not really jumped in and said, come hell or high water, I'm going to make this happen. So because they've never done that, they are constantly dealing with self-doubt. Can I do this? The idea that can I do this? The problem is they've not made a decision to do this. Some people jump into this and they realize they have a business before they ever intended to start one. And so they resist the activity, the action of actually starting a business. Hobbyists spend way too much time consuming training and not enough time taking action. They'll watch all the videos. They're on every single team call. They are showing up, but they are failing to initiate and to take action with what they're learning. They're not implementing. They're consuming. Hobbyists are also always focused on their past. Always. They are consumed with comparison. Consumed with comparison. Okay. All right. So here's what I think. I have my notes to the side, y'all, because I don't know how to do them on the screen at the same time. Most people don't start this to begin a business. So they almost always join as a hobbyist. And it takes a very clear decision to change that mindset from a hobbyist to that of a business owner. Okay. some statistics for you, some stats for you. What I want you to know is that most small business owners, statistically across the board, according to the Small Business Association, the average startup cost for a small business is $100,000. Write that on your paper, $100,000. I'm gonna go to the bank, I'm gonna start a small business. That's what I have to secure, 100K. They understand that it is unlikely that they will turn a profit within their first 3 years. Statistically. They also understand statistically, they are committing 50 to 60 hours a week as a business owner for those first 3 years without turning a profit. And you guys, they don't have anybody on their Facebook saying small business doesn't work. Small businesses, that's a scam. Small businesses is just a few people at the top making all the money. Yet we hear people say that all the time about our industry. And what happens is our belief in what we have starts to take a hit. We might not even realize it. Subconsciously, we start taking a hit because we've stopped pouring into our self-belief in our industry. And we feel some sort of weird shame or some sort of weird pit in our stomach when somebody says, hey, Christina, what do you do for a living? We've decided that their perception, wrong as it is, must mean that our industry is somehow dirty. Except guess how much money I borrowed to start my business? $0. Guess how quickly I turned a profit within my first 60 days? Guess how often I've ever worked 50 or 60 hours a week? Never. Never. So what I need you to know, in order for you to make a shift to being a real business owner, you're going to have belief in what you're doing. You're going to have belief in the industry of network marketing. And if you do not have it, you can go build it. You can go find it. I did. As a matter of fact, this is the only area that I struggled with belief in. I believed in myself. I'm a type 3, you guys. Listen. I believed in the product. They had set me free from numerous prescription medications. This is the area I had to grow my belief in. And I'm telling you, I went and on purpose did it. So if you want to make a shift from a hobbyist to a business owner, go grow your belief. Because guys, listen, it's not that the majority of network marketers fail. It's that most of them never begin. They never decide, I'm going to treat this like a business, no matter what. It's not network marketing that's not working. It's people who aren't working. So when you hear somebody say, oh, I tried that before and it didn't work, think to yourself, what she means is she had bought a glorified lottery ticket and she hoped it would work. You have the opportunity to be the person who makes it work. If other people are making this work, so can you. Okay, so how do you shift to being a real business owner? Okay. Oh man, I gotta click the button. Okay, so before we talk about this, here's where the shift happens. And we actually talked about this earlier on our Jewel call and it fits so perfectly. All right, everybody just take 5 seconds, stare at this so that you can actually listen to what I'm gonna say. But I know all of you are reading the little things, so I'll wait. Read. Okay, so this is what is called the emotional cycle of change. Everybody see on this emotional stage, stage number 1, uninformed optimism. This is where all of you start. Really anything. It's where you start a diet. It's where you start a budget. It's where you start a relationship. It's where you start a business. It's where basically it's blissful ignorance. You don't really know what you don't know. And so you're just super excited about whatever you're starting. You're going to take over the world, right? Then you slide down into stage 2. This is after the honeymoon phase in that relationship, right? After the first few days when your friend's eating that piece of cheesecake, it's informed pessimism. You're like, oh man, this is going to be much harder than I thought. Now I'm starting to realize the work it's going to take, and it's kind of dropping me into a little bit of pessimism. Like, oh man, this is going to be harder than I anticipated. Then you get to the stage 3, valley of despair. Anybody been there? Listen, I've been there in all those areas. Not even kidding. Spent a lot of my business there, lots of it. And it's the valley of despair. And here's the thing, you can see at the bottom that what takes you out of stage 3 is time. Time. You have people who either do number 1, they quit and repeat phases 1 through 3. I can think of people who follow this cycle in, like I said, in relationships. They go on and get married 5, 6, 7, 8 times every time because they end up in the valley of despair and they think the only option is to jump ship and try again. Jump ship and try again. It's why we try every single diet under the sun. Newsflash, all of them work if you work it, right? But we're like, oh, bump this. This is just the worst. I'm out of here. I'm going to do something different. Or you push through to success. So you see Emily Haas's and Michelle Stuchel's and me and Brittany, and you see people who say, you know what, this valley, it kind of does stink down here, but I've watched other people and I trust the process and my belief is solid. So I'm going to keep doing what the successful people say I'm supposed to do. And then what do you know? Gradually, you start to climb up. At stage 3 is when you if you're not treating this like a business, you'll stay there. So if you're a hobbyist and you're in stage 3, your only option is quit and go try to find grass greener on the other side, or choose to shift and choose to treat this like a business. Because then you get to stage 4 and you're like, oh my gosh, this was so worth it. Man, here's what I thought at stage 4. It's when I had probably hit Emerald. I was like, man, that probably should have been harder than it was. Now, 6 months before that, when I was stuck in the valley of despair, I probably wouldn't have thought that. But Brittany and I say all the time when we look at our life, we're like, man, to have the life like this, it really should have been so much harder than it was. Because once you get to the mountaintop, remember, the valley doesn't look so bad. So you've got to understand this is the process and it's normal. And if you will stay the course, you will end up in stage 4 and in stage 5. And if you don't, hear me out. No matter where you go, there you are. So if you choose to quit on this and go do something else, no matter where you go, there you are. And you will do the exact same thing because I'm telling you, this cycle repeats itself. So let's change that, right? Let's have staying power and figure out how to be successful in this. Okay, here we go. All right, so here is 3 reasons why it feels like you've run out of people to talk to. Here's what I hear all the time. I don't know who else to talk to. Number 1, you're discrediting people in your current audience and you're assuming that they are not interested. There's a typo right there because I'm not a perfectionist. You're assuming, you're making an assumption because they're not interested. And then these are all some of the reasons you're telling yourself they're not interested. Okay. Number 2, you have people that you are too afraid to follow up with because you don't want to bug them. There's so many problems with that thought, but we're going to that's why you're afraid to follow up with them because you don't want to bug them. Some of you will tell me I'm afraid to follow up with them because I don't know what to say. Lucky for you, I'm here. Number 3, you have made the decision for people that they're not interested. They're already successful enough. They're already healthy enough. They're already skinny enough. They're already strong enough. They're already this enough. They're already rich enough. They're already popular enough. They're already whatever. You're making decisions for people. We call those the chicken listers. You just decided for whatever reason that they don't need what you have to offer. You guys, I think about Brooke Hemingway. She was a nurse and her husband was a doctor. And yet somebody was brave enough to say, hey, Brooke, maybe you and Dr. T should take a look at what I've got going on. Not because you need it, but because you would be excellent at it. Maybe also because you're successful over here, you'd want to be successful over here because most financially sound people want multiple streams of income, you guys. And listen, I promise you, Amy Paul is real glad that she was not too scared to reach out to Brooke and Dr. T, right? Okay. So instead of that, here are 3 things that you can focus on daily in order to be sure you always have people in your funnel. Connect with 3 people every day. At a minimum, you must prioritize growing your network. You must. You've got to expand your network, whether that looks like your friends list, whether that looks like your in-life circle, joining a different group fitness class. I don't care. I don't care what you have to do. Focus on expanding your network. I mean, I've joined library groups. I have just done just about anything you can think of. Anything you can think of to grow my network. Okay. Ask your happy product users to make referrals or do a post of a review for you to share. Even better if you can get them to share it. Like, hey, you know what? Your story is so inspiring. I know that I have people who would love to hear it. Would you write up about your journey, what you love about it, and let me share it? When they say, sure, I'd love to do that for you, say, great, listen, would you even be willing to post it? I'm doing a free giveaway for a product, or I'm doing a whatever. Show your appreciation for their willingness to do that. And then follow up from a place of service with the understanding that not right now just means I don't know enough yet. It might even mean not right now, but it doesn't ever mean never, ever, ever. I'm telling y'all, listen, people, I shouldn't say this. People get off my list in one of two ways. They join my team, which happens 90% of the time. Well, maybe three ways. They die, or they unfriend me. And guess what? I just live right the dream anyway. I couldn't tell you who's unfriending me. I don't care. The funniest thing is when Doe tells me to follow up and I go and realize that we're not friends anymore. I'm like, did I unfriend them or did they unfriend me? So follow up. I've been doing this 5.5 years, you guys, and I have people who are just now joining me from 5 years ago. Listen, I'm what stayed the same. I just been consistent in what I'm doing, consistent about what I'm passionate about and willing to share. Okay. So Christina, please shut up talking and tell us how to follow up. I know that's what y'all are ready for. Okay, listen, so this is going to go quick. There are 10 different messages, 10 different ways. You can change the order in which you use them. I do not care. I just wanted to show you for Christina, if I were going to follow up with somebody who had not joined yet, here are 10 different ways I could touch the same person. Okay, so you can screenshot if you want. I will upload these slides with the video. So take it or leave it. Y'all ready? Okay. Message number 1. Hey, Samantha, happy Monday. How are you? I know we've not had a chance to even connect here. So this is somebody I've never even talked to on Facebook. So I'll keep this brief. If you're like me, you're super duper busy too. I'm telling you guys, I have learned people do not mind an agenda. They don't mind you having a reason to reach out. They mind a hidden agenda. Like, don't pretend that you're trying to build some friendship with them and then go in for the, alley-oop on day 3. Like, tell them ahead of time. If you know the reason, tell them. So anyways, I've been using and loving some natural plant-based products for several years now, and I love getting to introduce other women to it as well. Have no clue if this is something you'd be open to or not, but I'd love to send you some info if so. A lot of the times these will be in voice messages. So and I will talk just like that. Listen, I have no clue if this is something you're open to or not, but if it is, I'd love to shoot some info your way. What are your thoughts? And then I'll even drop, in the meantime, what are you guys doing for the Georgia game Saturday? Something to kind of invite a conversation, even if they're not interested in what I've got to share. So that's just a tip you can add on there. In the meantime, just says, hey, keep talking to me, even if Plexus is not what you want. So let's say I sent this 3 days later, she's not responded. So here's what I would say. Samantha, hey girl, did you guys have a great weekend? Ours was filled with brunches and church, so it was all good. Anyways, I know life is crazy busy. I can barely manage to get both of my legs shaved on the same day. I totally stole that from Brittany. So wanted to pop back in here and see if you'd had a chance to check out my last message. You're basically saying, hey, life's busy. No, you've seen my message, but you've not responded. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you meant to. I know you meant to respond. So here I am. And so many times this right here is enough to elicit a response. We'll say, oh my gosh, yes, I meant to reach back out. I'm so sorry. My kid did this or whatever. People ask me all the time, Christina, if they don't respond, you go on to message 3? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Listen, I add a lot of value to my audience. I'm really intentional with making sure that I'm sharing information on Facebook. I earn my right to engage with them by being valuable on social media. This is not part of my talk tonight, but here's how you know if you're valuable on social media. Go look at your Facebook page over the last 10 days. What have you taught somebody or shown somebody? What kind of value have you given to someone on social media? Okay, here's what you're going to find if you go to my page. I've given macro tips for people who want to track their macros. I've highlighted certain workouts I've done at the gym for people who have fitness goals similar to mine. I've shared some information from my church sermon on Sunday and how it relates to new believers or Christian parents. And I think I probably have talked about marital encounters, just encouragement for wives. Okay. So if you go to my Facebook page, those are the things that I have offered to people throughout that week. I've given some of my knowledge, some of my entertainment, some of my whatever away freely. If people don't want to hear from me, they can leave. I mean that with honest sincerity. They can leave. If they stay, then it's an invitation for me to engage because I take adding value very seriously. So if you're feeling sleazy or slimy about being in someone's inbox, make sure you're serving first. It looks like sharing a recipe. It looks like sharing a place to take your kid for a play date. It looks like any number of things. Serve first. That really cuts down on, man, should I reach out? Is this okay? All right, message 3. Hey, Samantha, hope you're having a great day. Did you guys have a fun weekend? Ours included a country music concert, so that was super fun. I have so missed live music. Anyways, I'm sitting down to send out a few samples of my favorite pink drink and clean energy drink and thought I'd check in and see if you'd be open to trying one for free. Love to drop one in the mail for you if so. Okay, right here. I can send it from the app. Cost me a couple bucks. It sends it in a nice, professional, cute little package. I get to track when they received it. I get to see if they've watched the video. So if you're not using the Engage app for samples, I suggest you start. I've also, over the years, sent them in my own envelope with my own little stamp, and it worked just as well. Write a little card, stick a little sticker on it. There you have it. You can send out 30 samples from one bag of Slim. So anytime you can offer to give somebody something for free, a lot of the times that will get them to engage. All right, message number 4. Christina, you're sending message number 4 even if they don't respond to message number 3? Yeah, dang right I am. So message number 3 will come 2 weeks after the shaved leg message. Okay, day 1, connect. Day 3, shaved leg message. Hey, you're busy. Did you mean to respond to me? Message number 3, 2 weeks later. I don't care which message it is, but this is my timeline. I should have put this in the thing. My bad, y'all. 2 weeks-ish later. And before I had an app that I tracked this with, I used a paper planner just like this. So I would literally say, okay, today I'm going to reach out to Brittany Howard, and I know in 2 weeks I need to follow up. So I'll write Brittany Howard's name in this box so that when I get to this day, I know who to follow up with. So I don't care how you track your stuff, just track it. Okay, message 4 will come probably a month after message 3. If she's still not engaging, I'm going to be intentional about commenting on her Facebook stuff, really doing what I can to connect. Message 4, like I said, probably a month later. Samantha, happy Tuesday. Did you guys have big plans for the holiday over the weekend? Anyways, I know we've not had a chance to connect yet about Plexus, but I did want to invite you to a private YouTube event tonight that 4 of my close mama friends are sharing. Happens tonight. They'll be pretty much sharing how they began this journey as total skeptics and then eventually found healing and hope. It would mean the world if you'd come be a fly on the wall, see if this could be something that maybe you or someone else could help. Anyways, I would super appreciate your time if you decide to jump on. Can I send you the link to check it out? I invited them into an experience. Hey, come to my event. You guys, we have these monthly. There's at least one product event, sometimes 2, and a vision casting call or an opportunity event. So there's always something for you to be following up with and saying, hey, can I invite you to this? And if you're doing 3 new contacts a day, when that product event rolls around, this message right here can be message 2, it can be message 3, it can be message 8, doesn't matter. These are all movable. I invited them into an event. At no point in any of these messages does it feel like I'm out to get them. Hey, are you ready for Plexus yet? Hey, can you buy Plexus yet? Hey, please, can you buy Plexus? None of it doesn't sound like that in any of them. I don't sound spammy or sleazy or gross. I sound like, hey, I have something that I'm excited about. You could be too. If you are, great. If not, cool. Persistence shows belief. Persistence shows belief. I firmly believe it. If I were not passionate, people would never expect that I would continue to show up in their inbox. And I've had people tell me that over the years. Okay, message 5. Hey, Ashley, happy Memorial Day. Do you guys have any plans? We're grilling out with some friends. Hey, wanted to pop in because I know we've chatted some about Plexus and it just hasn't been the right time. And if we haven't chatted, I would say, I know we've not had a chance to chat. It's clearly not been the right time. This week is the last week. We've got some fantastic sales happening. Free membership, 10% off. Would you be open to hearing more about the products that have given me more energy, helped me lose unwanted pounds, and totally improve my digestive issues? So this is a sale. This is some sort of incentive that we've got going on. Always a great time to reach out. Again, not because it's what I need or want, but I'm looking to serve them. And you know what people love? A sale. Message number 1, connect. Message number 2, shaved legs. Message number 3, sample. Message number 4, an invite. Message number 5, following up about a sale. Do you see how this is very systematic? Sometimes we get so much in our head, like I just don't know what to do. And a matter of fact, guys, I will take these and write out like a flow chart tonight so that it's easier for you to look at and realize the flow of what I'm doing. Okay, message number 6. Samantha, I feel like I've been filling up your message box a little bit. Here I do voice message because I like to make a joke. Like I like to have laughter. Like, girl, I feel like I had blown up your inbox. And listen, it could probably be because you're super busy because OMG life, right? It's been like that for me too, back to school, whatever. I also know it could be that you're maybe feeling a little bit hesitant because of some questions you may or may not have, or maybe it's just not the right time for you to learn about plexus. And I hope that you feel like you could tell me that too. I really want you to experience the health goals and victories that others on my team have had, but I know that that will happen for you at the right time. So just let me know if that's what you're thinking. Shoot me a message or a voice message if it's easier. Excited to hear from you. I'm basically inviting her to get off of my follow-up list. People say, I just don't want to bug people. Great. When you get to message number 6, they have an opportunity to go. They have an opportunity to go. You know what most of them say? No. That's not it at all. Girl, I've been meaning to get back with you. Like my husband said, I had to finish up the other thing I was doing and I was just waiting, or there, you just never can tell what they're going to come back with. Message number 7, Samantha, hope you're having a great day. How are you, girl? I don't actually even think I have a Samantha, but did you guys have a great weekend? Ours was full of friends and pool time. Hey, listen, so I've got a question for you. We're having a virtual Plexus product event tomorrow night. I know I've mentioned these products to you before because I know that they would help you and because I know you'd crush this opportunity. Anyway, I plan to tune in with my PJs and a glass of wine, hoping you'd watch with me. Thoughts? It's at 9 p.m. So there's been another event. The first one was an opportunity event. Now this is a product event. Again, you could flip-flop them depending on which event it was. Just another invite. Well, Christina, do you invite people to an event if they ignored another invite a few months before? You darn right I do. You darn right I do. Listen, if I couldn't make one baby shower, does that mean I don't want to be invited to any of my friends' baby showers ever again? No, it was a timing issue. I just couldn't make that one, but give me a chance to make another one. Message number 8. Hey girl, hope you're doing okay. I know I've reached out to you before and the timing just wasn't good. So I wanted to reach out because I think you could be amazing at what I've got going on. Just finished up my last day as a classroom teacher, just finished up my last day as a x-ray tech, just finished up my last day as a music teacher, whatever. Or my friend just finished up her last day and I totally thought of you. Anyways, thanks to this opportunity, I get to be a stay-at-home mom again. Thanks to this opportunity, my friend Terry gets to be a stay-at-home mom again. Tell someone else's story if you don't have a story. I'd love to get to share with you if you're even slightly interested. Thoughts? Again, most of this is going to be a voice message. If I'm talking opportunity, I'm talking in voice message because I want them to hear my passion. And I want them to know this is not some generic message I'm sending to everybody. I'm talking to you for these reasons. Okay. 9, Caitlin, happy Friday. What are you guys doing for Christmas? Staying home this year. Do y'all have all your shopping done? Or are you still going? I got a few more to buy and some tons to wrap. Anyways, I'm curious if you're like me and already thinking about your new year health goals. Our team just rolled out whatever event, whatever, incentive, whatever we've got going on. And I'm so excited about all the things that are to come. I've ordered and wanted to see if you wanted to do it with me. It's going to be a super fun way to stay accountable. And everybody knows Plexus products make it so much easier to reach your health goals, whether it's more energy, stronger immunity, shedding some holiday weight, or improving your overall health. I know we've talked Plexus before, but maybe now's a better time. Maybe we could be accountability partners, kick off 2021 strong. This is an actual message that I sent out actually when we were doing that. Healthy new you or something. Okay, message number 10. Y'all are doing great. Hang in there. Hope you're having a great day, Caitlin. Anyways, I've been thinking about you so much and had to reach out. I know I've reached out a couple times, but I have just a few things to say. Like I'm going to go for it right here. Number 1, you are clearly a natural leader and a dang good one. And what I do isn't all just sales. If you're decent at sales, you can make some extra fun money, but if you're a great leader, you can achieve financial freedom. 2, you're a fantastic nurse and you love people and people love you. This means you have influence, and I've seen people with your same qualities fly through the ranks and wildly bless their families. Caitlin, I don't know if the timing is better for you to take a look at what I've got going on, but I'm literally dying to see what your life would look like if you were bringing in an extra $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month. Listen, this would be any amount, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, wherever you are in your journey, that it can be that. It can be where you're headed for your next rank. I'm dying to see what your life would look like when you're like me and on the verge of making an extra $1,000 a month. Whatever it is. I want this so much for you, friends. So I'm here and I believe so much in you, and I just had to tell you again. Again, just really drilling down into here's what I see in you. Here's why I think you should take a look at this. You guys notice I dance between product and opportunity. I always have. That way, when somebody joins me, they know an opportunity comes with this. It's not a surprise, right? Okay. All right, flying through this. All right, so what do we do when somebody tells you, I'm already healthy? Okay, you send testimonials of fitness people, research the importance of supplements. Here's what you would say. Samantha, girl, I totally understand how you feel. I actually felt the same way. I work out daily, we ate clean, but I definitely felt like something was missing still. What I found is that we simply cannot get all we need from diet and exercise alone. Would you be open to checking out some info that explains how and why supplements are actually recommended by the top food and nutrition publications? So I'm not saying, oh, you're right, you're so healthy. You're like, okay, thanks for getting back to me. No way. It's an objection. What they're saying is, help me understand why I could benefit from Plexus, even though I'm already into fitness, even though I'm already into wellness, even though I'm already into holistic medicine. Help me understand why Plexus would still be a great fit. So right here, I'm going to help her understand. I'm going to explain to her the gaps that she doesn't even know she has. That's what I say. Okay, when somebody says I can't afford it, here's what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to follow up with discounts. I'm going to offer samples. I'm going to send business testimonies. I'm going to cast vision for the opportunity. Samantha, girl, I understand how you feel. As a school teacher with lots of kiddos, I didn't think I could afford this either. And I kind of felt guilty for wanting to invest in myself. What I have found, though, is that I'm a better mama when I feel my best. I also love the wholesale membership because it saves me lots of money on my products and allows me to bless my family tremendously with my referral bonuses. If I could show you how I managed to afford it, even on a fixed income, would you be open to that? What she's saying is, help me understand, in spite of my strict budget, how I could still take advantage of this. So I'm going to help her understand. Because I don't believe Plexus is too expensive. I believe Plexus is expensive for people who don't understand the value of it. So I'm going to build the belief in her. Okay, almost done. Okay, opportunity. Somebody doesn't have time. Here's what I'm going to do. Send a diamond doc of people who had the same circumstances but overcame them. I'm going to invite them to opportunity calls. I have a teacher who says, I just don't think I can do it. I don't have time. I'd be like, girl, listen, my friend Christina reminds me so much of you. Like, I'm going to send you her diamond doc. I wouldn't call it a diamond doc. I would say, I'm going to send you a video about her story. Anyways, hey, Samantha, girl, I can absolutely relate to how you feel. As a full-time teacher and mama to lots of kiddos, I definitely didn't see how I could squeeze a single thing else into my day either. But what I found is that it's not a matter of spending a massive amount of time working the business. It's more important to be consistent in the little bit of time that you might have. If I could show you how to be successful starting out with just 30 minutes to an hour a day, would you be open to that? Again, she's saying, I don't think I have enough time. I'm saying, what if I could show you that you do? If I could show you that you do, would you be open? Okay, not a salesperson. So I'm going to send videos about how Plexus is serving others. I'm thinking about feeding America, using diamond docs with people with similar personalities, use incentives to encourage accountability partners. Samantha, girl, I can absolutely relate to how you feel. I felt the same way as a school teacher. Never sold a thing to anybody. But what I found is that you don't have to be a salesperson. I already tell people about things I love, and I've learned that selling is actually just serving. And I believe that these products can help so many people who are literally praying for relief right now. If I could show you how you can share from a place of love and service that wouldn't feel icky and slimy, would you be open to that? She's saying, I don't want to feel like a sleazy salesperson. And I'm saying, so if you didn't have to feel that way, would you be open? If I could show you how to do it the right way, would you take a look then? All right. Okay. So basically, to sum all of this up, I believe people quit this opportunity because they never actually believe enough in what they've got to offer to start. And I'm telling you, if you will check your belief, if you will build your belief, skill set is only 20%. Talk to people about Plexus, follow up with people about Plexus, and teach other people how to do the same. Guys, we can teach you that skill set. The leaders of this team, we have figured some things out. We've got it down to a science. We can teach you the skill set. The reason people quit this business is because they don't check what's between their ears. Real hard for us to check that for you. What are you telling yourself about this opportunity? What could you choose to tell yourself about this opportunity? All right, so I hope that that is helpful. Those are 10 ways that you can follow up, probably stretched out over the course of, if I had to guess without having written it down, 6 to 8 months. Okay, so I'm doing a message, 3 days later, a follow-up, 2 weeks later, a follow-up, probably a month, 2 months, etc. Obviously, you change the timeline if they're engaging. If someone's engaging, please don't wait a month to follow up. So that's what we call dropping the ball on the follow-up. Totally guilty of that. I had to send somebody a message the other day and say, I just realized I did not respond to your question 16 months ago. I'm so sorry. And what do you know? They joined anyway. So it works out, timing, right? So I'll work on that flow chart so that you can see exactly when I send these messages. But the main thing is to know all 10 are interchangeable. Feel free to change the order. Just have go-to ideas for, okay, I've already offered a sample, so now I should invite to an event, or I should send a Diamond Doc, or I should send a Because of Plexus video. Have some ideas. I'll upload all of this with the PowerPoint and we'll be good to go.